Sweltering night. Sounds pretty hot. No, we haven't done this in a while. That was one thing I kind of want to point out about the Far Side route of this visual novel, like Tsukihime, and like the Near Side route, is that the Far Side route, there's like a lot less that really, like, a lot less really seems to happen in the Far Side route, and it takes a while for anything to happen, and things have just kind of started happening in the Akiha route, but yeah, I will say, like, a lot of it has been just mostly like Shiki's daily life, like he goes to school and everything, and then there's some strange things going on in the Tono house and with Akiha in general, and you know, we got to find out what's up with that. And with the Near Side route, it's like, oh, we have to take care of these vampires that are you know, terrorizing the town, but in the Far Side, it's not that's not really the case. So there's just a lot more that seems to happen in Near Side, which I don't know. I think I honestly prefer that. I mean, Far Side is interesting too. We haven't really gotten to the really interesting stuff yet. I think we're about to get there, but yeah, that's just my little rant or rambling. We just haven't really gotten to the really good stuff yet, but it does have good stuff. It's just not, in my opinion, I liked the routes in the Near Side of the Moon. The Near Side of the Moon route's better. Mostly because Arkwade is best waifu, and you know, there's just more interesting things that generally happen in those routes. It was years and years ago. I came here after having shut myself up in my room for so long. Probably after I had become friends with one of the servant girls and was coming out to play at last. I'm sorry, Nissan. In the empty courtyard, Akiha suddenly started to cry. Even when I asked what she was apologizing for, she just kept apologizing. Because we stole everything from you, Nissan. The reason why Akiha is crying is something that has already ended for me in the past. It would be a lie to say I didn't hold a grudge. But a 6-year-old girl can't feel responsible for that, and it can't be something that she would apologize so desperately for. In the first place, she didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nissan. Why didn't I notice? From the very first time I met Akiha, she was always apologizing to me. In this big mansion, the only one who cried for me. Thank you. But that's enough. Smiling, I stroked Akiha's head. Akiha looked up at me, bewildered. Then, for the first time, I felt strongly. You don't have to cry, Akiha. From now on, we're brother and sister. I remember Akiha's face laughing happily. I made a promise then. We would be a real family. Since I was the elder brother, I would protect Akiha, whatever happened. Such thoughts. I had a time when I held on to those thoughts as if I was dreaming. So, that pretty much says to me that they're not really brother and sister. I don't know if the rest of you caught on to that. But, that's all I'm gonna say without really spoiling anything else. I awake to the morning light. Knowing for sure that I'm not the killer, I had no dreams of murder last night. But there was something. I feel like I had a nostalgic dream. When Akiha and I were still young, a dream from before we knew what we were to each other. Excuse me. It is time to get up, Shiki-sama. Yeah, morning, Hisue. You're early again this morning. Hisue bows and enters. As always, she places down a fresh school uniform and bids me good morning. Shiki-sama, what time did you return last night? Akiha-sama was waiting in the sitting room. Yeah, I was tired yesterday. I know Akiha was waiting in the sitting room, but I went straight to my room. Answering, I feel depressed from self-loathing. Last night, after parting from CL-senpai, I returned to the mansion and went straight to my room to escape Akiha. I don't know how you got past her. Although I denied it to Senpai, I was afraid to ask Akiha. I just can't ask Akiha, are you a vampire? If the answer was the worst possible, I wouldn't know what to do. Thinking about that sort of thing, I can't face her, and I can't talk to her. Hisue, is Akiha already in the sitting room? Yes, she has been waiting for you for some time. I see. That's bad. Right now, I have no confidence that I can talk with her as I usually do. I'm not sure I can manage even a casual greeting. Hisue, sorry, but could you stay with me today? Until I leave, I'd like you to be by my side. Although her expression does not change, Hisue looks at me in shock. I understand. Then I shall accompany you until you leave, Shiki-sama. Bowing very deeply, Hisui grants my request. Oh, come on, you pussy. Just ask her. Why? He's so afraid. It's like, please don't leave me. I don't want to do this alone. In the sitting room, Kawaku-san is drinking tea with Akiha. Morning, both of you. Somehow, I greet them naturally. Maybe she's mad at me for going straight to my room. Akiha glances only briefly at me, saying nothing. Good morning, Shiki-san. It's unusual to see you together with Hisui-chan. Yeah, I don't feel great today, so I asked her to escort me. It would be dangerous if I felt giddy on the stairs. I see. Hisui-chan, you really are relied on. Silence. Of course, Hisui stands beside me silently, as always. Well, I'll go and prepare breakfast. Please wait with Akiha-sama. Kawaku-san goes into the kitchen. Akiha says nothing. Feeling an unpleasant atmosphere, I sit down on the sofa. Even more unpleasant. An uneasy silence rules the sitting room. Nissan. What is it, Akiha? You said you were not feeling well. Are you feeling alright? Well, he just said he wasn't feeling well. I don't know why you'd ask if he's feeling alright. No, it's nothing major. You don't need to worry about it. Really? Well then, that's good, but... Akiha looks away uneasily. There's something strange about Akiha's attitude. It's obvious she cares about last night, but she's different from usual. Usually, she would at least say, "Why didn't you tell me when you came home?" Instead, she looks incredibly nervous. Akiha. Nissan. The two of us speak simultaneously. Yes? What is it, Nissan? No, what were you going to say? Nothing. I was just calling your name. Sure. I get even more confused. Akiha-sama, Shiki-san, breakfast is ready. Kawaku-san's voice comes from the dining room. Well, shall we go, Akiha? Yes, let's go, Nissan. Somehow, Akiha seems awfully meek this morning. And now, I hate myself even more. Before, I was thinking how difficult it would be to see Akiha, yet I'm thinking if she's this subdued, I want to talk with her more. Well then, Shiki-sama, Akiha-sama, have a good day. Following my instructions precisely, Hisui follows us to the main gates. Since today's Saturday, I'll be back a little early. But you don't need to wait out here. Since I may go play for a bit, please wait in the mansion. Affirming her consent, Hisui bows and we leave the gates of the mansion behind. Now, the problem is the way from here to school. Akiha follows silently next to me. Although part of me is glad of the silence, it still feels uncomfortable. We arrive at school. It's just past 7:30. Only a small number of students arrive at this time. Akiha is still silent. It would be really awkward if we didn't exchange a word all morning. Hey, Akiha. Yes, what is it, Nissan? What is it? You seem really odd this morning. You're not even angry about last night, and you seem really distant. Does it seem that way? Yeah, it does. Are you still feeling bad? If so, you should be resting. Suddenly I notice. Akiha took the day off school yesterday. Yesterday, CL-senpai had bandages on her arm, and she said she had a painful experience. Nissan, you don't really look well either. No, that's... I shake my head to throw off the unpleasant image. There's something wrong. Since Akiha suffers from the same frailties as I do, there's nothing strange about her taking a day off school. I have to trust Akiha, so I can't let my imagination run away with me like that. I'm fine. More importantly, what's wrong? Somehow, you seem really feminine this morning, not like yourself at all. You know, if I were Akiha, I'd feel really insulted by that. That's kind of... I don't know, that's pretty offensive. And I'm not one to usually say something like that, but damn. You're usually not very feminine at all, you know. You just said something really terrible, Nissan. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck was that about? Yes, that's a little more like it. Maybe he was trying to do that. I'll feel uneasy if you're not like this, Akiha. Well, being calm isn't that bad every once in a while. Oh. Am I always so rough? No, you're gentle. You're polite and very proper. That's strange. In that case, why? Why don't I think of her as being calm all the time? Well, it's okay. Because she's most of the time, or at least half the time, she's being a soon. If you say there's nothing wrong with you, I won't ask anymore. Come on, let's go inside. Looking like she wants to say something more, Akiha follows me into the school building. See you later. Since school finishes early today, we can have lunch at the mansion. Ah, Nissan. What is it? Do you feel bad after all? If so, I'll take you to the nurse. No, I feel fine. I don't feel bad at all. But there is a reason I just feel completely lost this morning. Lost? What do you mean? Nissan, do you remember that childhood promise? Suddenly, Akiha glances at me with flushed cheeks and soulless eyes. Childhood promise? What's that? Jeez. Of course you don't remember it. You were just having a dream about it earlier, Shiki. How do you forget that? That's fine. It's nothing at all. I didn't expect you to anyway. It seems it didn't mean anything to you. With a Akiha turns away. What's this all of a sudden? When we were children? That was 8 years ago. You say promise, but there's so many promises I made to you. Even if you ask me like that, I won't be able to remember. That's true, but aren't there some things you want others to remember? Last night, I had a dream about when we were small, so I wondered if you would remember. Oh, that was Akiha having that dream. Wait, but that doesn't make sense though. This is all from Shiki's perspective. Why would we see her dream? Unless we had the same dream, so I have no idea. Akiha, you think I can remember everything just because you saw a dream from your childhood? But it was nostalgic. Don't you remember the first time you called my name and stroked my head under that tree? Back then, I would cry easily, right? Everyone would try to calm me down when I cried, but you would be sad with me. So it caused me to cry more, but afterwards, I really felt like there was nothing sad anymore. From that time, Nissan, what's wrong? Do you feel ill? Akiha, that dream, last night. Is it the time you were crying in the empty garden? Yes. I don't remember it very well, but it felt like that kind of dream. Something cold runs down my back. That dream. I had that dream too. Oh, so they had the same dream. Okay, that's very strange. Senpai said, I get pulled into the vampire's mind. Oh. I see where they're going with this. Nissan, are you sure you're alright? It's nothing. Well, I'm going this way, so bye. I part from Akiha, feeling sick. Why? Why is the result always the worst possible? Being drawn into the vampire's mind as I sleep. Last night, I didn't want to know I was dreaming the same dream as Akiha instead of the killer's dream. There are only a few people in the classroom. I move to my seat by the window and put down my bag. Why is it that every anime character always has a seat by the window? Sitting in my chair, I wait for homeroom to start. Oh, you're early, Tono. You look pretty pale this morning. You alright? Arihiko. Honestly, you, Akiha, you all keep saying the same thing. Do I really look that bad? No, actually, you look much like you always do. I guess you just look really down, huh? Down, huh? Certainly, I feel down. If Senpai came and said, wasn't it like I said, I wouldn't be able to say anything back. Arihiko, have you seen Senpai today? Huh? Which Senpai? Which? The only Senpai we both know is CL Senpai, right? Who's that? Shiro? Were they... I don't even know how he said that. Were there any foreign students at the school? My mouth falls open in astonishment. Arihiko, you... My broken voice gets that far, but I can't get any farther. What is it, Toto? If you got something to say, then say it. I'll listen to anything except money problems. Arihiko acts like usual. Acting like usual, he doesn't remember Senpai at all. You really don't remember Senpai? That's why I'm asking, who is this Senpai you keep talking about? I can't answer anymore. Gradually, I begin to understand the meaning of the goodbye she gave last night. Oh, Kunifuji will be here any moment. See you later. Arihiko returns to his own desk. The teacher enters the classroom, homeroom begins, and after that, the first period starts with physics. I just observe vacantly. Senpai has really disappeared. She has not merely disappeared from before me, she has vanished without a trace. The spell has easily faded. Looking somewhat sad, she said that. Arihiko doesn't remember her. I'm sure no one else remembers either. She was never a student here. She was just sent here in order to observe me. So once she revealed her true character to me, there was no need for her to remain here. My chest hurts. In place of proving that I was not a killer, CL-senpai disappeared like a mirage. Lunch comes and all classes end. Seeking to enjoy Saturday to the fullest, my classmates rush out of the classroom. Oh, what is it, Tono? You're not going? Just staying a bit longer. I thought I'd wait a bit for someone. That'd be Akiha-chan, huh? No way. If it were Akiha, I'd go and pick her up. I'm waiting for someone who has no reason to come, so I don't know if I'll get to see her. Right. Well, later. Yeah, and don't go playing around too much at night. I'm done for if you have to tell me that. Arihiko goes and the other students start to go as well. I'm left alone in the classroom, still waiting for CL-senpai. But she's never going to come. Click. The hand of the clock hits 1 p.m. As the sounds of practice begin to echo from the grounds, the classroom door slides open. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's coming because you forgot to pick her up, Shiki. I wonder if he even considered that, like, oh hey, Akiha might be mad. It is Akiha. She comes over to my seat by the window. Nissan, you're not going home? No, I'll go. I just haven't seen Senpai today. I thought if I waited here, she might come by. No, that's wrong. I just want her to come by. But she's never going to appear before me again. Is that so? Well then, I'll wait with you. Akiha sits at the desk next to me. I don't mind or anything. You really are nosy, aren't you? Yes, I'm your sister after all. I can't help but cringe at that. Seeming a little happy, Akiha sits on the chair with a smile. Well, there's no reason to send her away. Although it's unpleasant when Akiha and Senpai see each other, Senpai isn't coming anyway. I'm just wasting a day. It's afternoon. Akiha doesn't complain and merely sits next to me. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've been with Akiha for such a long time since I came back to the mansion. Without conversation, I'm more aware of Akiha than ever. When we were small, Akiha was always crying, and for 8 years, Akiha waited for me. And even now, Akiha simply accompanies me calmly. When I was told that Akiha might be a vampire, all I did was deny it. The reasons are obvious. Akiha is my important younger sister, so I didn't want to accept it. The girl I promised to protect. The reason I returned to the Tono mansion. My surprise when I met Akiha for the first time after 8 years, now grown beautiful. Akiha is important to me. I think I love her. Oh, God. What kind of love is it? I cannot put it into words. But what kind of love it is, I cannot put it into words clearly. That, forbidden kind of love. We've lived as siblings for only 2 years. During that time, the feeling of wanting to protect her was stronger than the feeling of family. I don't understand. At times, I gaze on Akiha so much that I don't understand myself. It's not that she's important to me because she's my younger sister. She's just important to me. So, even if she's a vampire, Akiha, shall we go back? I don't mind, but is that alright, Nissan? Senpai isn't here yet, is she? No. She was never going to come, so it's alright. Akiha says nothing more. Suddenly, I realize something. Arihiko and the others, even the teachers don't remember Senpai. Akiha seems to. Akiha, what do you think of Senpai? I'm not sure what you mean by Senpai, but I think you mean CL-san. In that case, my opinion hasn't changed. I do not want you to associate with that person. What? My voice dies. Akiha remembers Senpai. Everyone else has forgotten her, so why? Akiha, you... Nissan? What is it? You have such a terrible expression right now. Why? Why do you remember Akiha? Everyone has forgotten Senpai, so why do you remember her? Huh? Akiha's expression freezes. And then, she looks away from me. Akiha? Could it be you knew from the beginning who Senpai was? She doesn't answer. The silence means yes. Akiha, answer me. You knew Senpai was a vampire hunter from the beginning. Is that why you didn't like her? Vampire? Nissan? Akiha looks at me aghast. Her face doesn't seem surprised at the word vampire, but it seems she's surprised to hear it coming from me. Akiha, answer me. If you don't, I won't be able to believe you. Yes, Nissan. I knew from the beginning that person was different. Since I knew that she was hypnotizing people she saw for the first time, I didn't trust her. Senpai was hypnotizing people? Yes. That's why everyone didn't think it was odd for someone to have a name like CL. Since I was unaffected by her, I realized there was something different about her. Akiha explains herself, but she left out an important part. If everyone was taken by CL Senpai's hypnosis, why was Akiha unaffected? When the hypnosis is removed, those people affected by it will forget the person called CL. Since I was never affected in the first place, even though it has been removed, I remember her. I get it. But Akiha, why weren't you affected? Well, I see. Those of the Tono bloodline aren't normal. Because of that, Senpai's hypnosis was ineffective. Nissan, why do you... It's natural. After all, I'm not normal either. Saying that, I stand up. After a moment of astonishment, Akiha also stands up with a determined expression. The empty classroom. We gaze at each other and his classroom dyed red. Although it is strange that he didn't really question CL's strange name or anything after he met her. And it seems like maybe, I don't think he was maybe he wasn't under hypnosis, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if, I'm pretty sure she tried to put him under hypnosis, but I guess it probably failed because of who Shiki is. So I'm not sure. But it just seems kind of strange to me that, you know, Akiha finds CL strange, but Shiki never really questioned it, especially the fact that her name is foreign. I heard from Senpai that all those in the Tono family have special powers, and that among them, there are those who end up not being able to restrain themselves and kill others. But I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Please tell me, Akiha. You're not a vampire, are you? Akiha doesn't answer. She merely narrows her eyes painfully. Why? Why won't Akiha, even if it's a lie, say of course not? Say something. Why won't you answer, Akiha? I cry out, since the silence was painful. A little more silence follows. As if nothing was wrong, Akiha walks gracefully to the window. Her long red hair is transparent in the sunset. Her red hair flutters as she turns around. Well then, I'll ask. If I was a vampire, what would you do, Nissan? Her look, like a blade, pierces my throat. That's... Akiha's gaze drills into me. We're separated. Even though she's far away from me, there's a feeling of tension like she's right in front of my face. Answer me, Nissan. I asked, if I were a blood-sucking demon, what would you do? Akiha, that's... If I were to confirm that, there would be no need for me to hold back. Do you understand, Nissan? I could stop being obstinate and become more honest with myself, right? With terrible pressure and a glint of cruel enjoyment in her eyes, Akiha gazes up at me. I shudder as I look at her. Even though Akiha is looking up at me, her gaze is so cold that she seems to be looking down on me. What? I'm breathing in and I can't speak. Even though we're far apart, it feels like we're so close that we could kiss at any moment. That's a strange way to describe it. Akiha's eyes are cold as those of a stranger. Akiha, you... My voice stops there. Whatever happens, I cannot finish. Just a joke, Nissan. I don't drink people's blood. With a delightful smile at my hesitant state, Akiha releases her blade-like gaze. It's just as CL said. Certainly members of the Tono house have something different in their blood. However, that's something that can be told at a glance if it's awake. Even you know that, don't you, Nissan? Akiha teases with a laugh. I know? Yes. So your question is meaningless, because I'm not what you think I am, Nissan. Well then, is that all? In that case, I'm going home. Akiha is about to leave, but no. If I miss this chance, I feel like there will be no more chances. Having come this far, I can't let her go without asking her everything. No, there's still something I want to ask. About the other child, when we were children. You're really persistent, Nissan. Didn't I tell you there was no other child? That's not true. Our old man adopted a kid 10 years ago. Akiha raises her eyebrows. It's not like her previous reaction, a hiding of guilt. It's more like anger. I see, Hisue's been troublesome. I told her to take care not to let you discover that. Akiha sighs. Akiha, there was a third child.
Even I remember vaguely. Can't you tell me? Why did he die? No, that child did not die. Huh? But he was killed by your hands, Nissan.
That would mean that he died. What? I killed?
Saying that, dizziness assaults me. Yes, I killed. The accident 8 years ago. My younger self. In that courtyard. A hot, nightmarish summer day. Akiha and the boy covered in blood. The thick clouds and the echoing sounds of the cicadas. There, I killed him. I feel dizzy. Somehow, I have the strength to keep from fainting. No. My breath comes out in gasps. I couldn't. See, Nissan? Doesn't everyone have secrets they have to keep to themselves? Akiha, So you should stop thinking about such things. It's enough if you just live at the mansion as Tonoshiki. Akiha leaves. I have no words to stop her. The classroom in the sunset. Only I am left, standing, unable to move.
Well then, goddamn, that's one of the things I was talking about that gets revealed. Actually, no, that's revealed in the other routes too that he killed. That he killed one of the kids they used to play with. But also something it's not really explicitly said. Well, yeah, I guess you'd say that's something pretty big that's revealed, is that Akiha is not really human, especially because, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys could have probably figured as much from the earlier parts that she probably wasn't human, considering what CL said about the Tono bloodline. Night falls. Since I don't feel like returning to the mansion, I merely sit on the bench in the park, thinking. Is it pointless? It's undeniable that Akiha is something different, and it's clear that there was a third child who is now dead. Akiha says I killed the third child, and I remember looking down at my bloody body in the courtyard. Akiha drinking Kawaku-san's blood. Akiha saying that the Tono family is inhuman. Senpai saying it would not be strange for the minds of siblings to merge while they sleep. So, there's no longer any doubt. Even if I don't want to accept it, it's true. At least if I didn't see Akiha drinking Kohaku-san's blood. Huh? Hang on. When I saw Akiha and Kohaku-san, it was in my dream. I saw Akiha and Kohaku-san in a dream. That means if I was merging with Akiha's mind, I wouldn't be able to see Akiha herself. Also, it's a interesting thing to point out. I'm not going to spoil it, but because of something that happens later in this route, I find it kind of strange that Arcwade isn't around to try to stop it, because, you know, considering her goal was to stop the vampire in this town. Also, that's also really strange, though, because this is another thing that I just thought about. Where the hell is Nero in this? Like, Nero is completely absent in this route. I find that really odd that Nero isn't even here. I don't know. Maybe... I mean, Arcwade's here, so, like, if Arcwade is here, why isn't Nero here? That's just kind of strange to me. I know the Nasu-verse operates off this multiverse theory, so... something that happened in one route took place in another universe or another timeline than something that happens in another route. But then there are things from that route that kind of carry over into this route, like, you know, Arcwade. So that's why I was saying it wouldn't really make sense why Arcwade would be here, because her original purpose for being there was to hunt down Roa, and to you know, try to get rid of Nero. So, I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting thing I thought about. Then, the person seeing that dream. It couldn't have been Akiha who was being watched. If Akiha was a vampire, she would never see that. Yeah, there's no way Akiha could be the killer. Saying that, I jump off the bench. Though I'll be embarrassed later, I run around the park. Ha! Shiki's officially lost his mind. I don't care about how people think. I just run around happily, laughing. Because this means I can protect Akiha from now on. Just this once, I'm happy that my mind merged with the vampires. If he hadn't seen Akiha, I would still believe my terrible mistake. No, hold on. Watching Akiha? The killer was watching Akiha, inside the mansion, like watching its prey from a dark corner. If he decided the next prey was Akiha... What? My back freezes. But this is no time to stand around. Akiha. Crying out, I run to the mansion with all my strength.
Pants. Strange. Though it's only 7, the lights of the mansion are out. I gasp for air. I catch my breath from running, and then run into the mansion. The mansion is still silent as the grave. It's terribly hot. For an autumn night, it's terribly hot. I keep panting heavily. My breathing is irregular, but not just because I've been running. It's a terrible, tropical night. Sweat pours off me, dripping down my cheeks. I wipe it away. In this boiling night, I grasp the door of the mansion. I feel dizzy. A chill runs through my bones as if my brain was being wrung out. This isn't my normal dizziness. My consciousness isn't blurred. Instead, it's sharpened like a honed blade. I grit my teeth. Without reason, hatred boils up. The dizziness does not fade, and despite a violent headache, my body fills with strength. Akiha! There's no response to my cry. The mansion is completely without power. There is no sign of anyone. Hisue, Kawaku-san, is there anyone here? There's no reply. The only thing here is heat and silence piercing into my skin like needles. Akiha. Just an awful feeling. I can't think of anything else. Akiha. Akiha's room is... Oh, shit. Oh, God. Now we're gonna save here. I want to say... Because I'm pretty sure our room is on the west wing of the second floor. I think Akiha's is the east wing of the second floor. If I remember correctly, I did say earlier in the game, in the playthrough, this would be something important we have to remember. I want to say that it's the east wing, second floor. The very back of the east wing on the second floor. That's where Akiha's room is. I really hope I'm right about that. I run up the stairs. The heated air and the sense of foreboding seem to stretch over the dark night like glass. Breathing heavily, I reach the top of the stairs and walk down the hallway. My back hurts. This terrible feeling in the air gets heavier as I draw near Akiha's room. I reach Akiha's room. The dizziness is getting unbearably stronger. I put my hand in my pocket. I'm lucky, as my knife is still there. I ignore my dizziness and walk with the knife in my other hand. I open the door. Okay, so I was right. This is the room. Good. Darkness. The moonlight coming in from the window barely sheds enough light to see. In the blue darkness, I see Akiha on the ground. Akiha! I run to her and hold her up. Akiha does not move, so she might be unconscious, but I can tell she's alive as her small chest rises and falls with her breathing. But there's something more strange. Akiha's black hair. It has turned into a bloody shade of red. Akiha, you're really Akiha, right? The hair looks red in the darkness, but it's definitely Akiha. Akiha, hey, come on! What happened? I hear a noise. I turn back. The direction the sound came from. There's someone standing by the moonlit window. It seems to be someone wrapped in bandages. Who are you? The man does not answer. A cold chill goes through my spine. I feel death in my nerves. The person is just there, broken. Abnormal eyes that seem out of this world. But there is some intelligence. It seems the bandaged person has both intelligence and madness. My heart beats loudly. It beats quicker. All the while, my mind freezes like I was dead. This feeling. I know this feeling of death. I'm sure. What's in the room right now is the world of murder I saw in my dreams. I ask you who you are. I hold my knife and stare at the person. The bandaged man appears to be smiling. I feel sad, Shiki. You don't even remember the person you've killed. He steps toward me. I back up, holding Akiha on one arm. Can't you tell, Shiki? I'm the guy you killed. What are you saying? Just listening to his voice gets on my nerves. I hate him. The hatred I was feeling since I entered the mansion is concentrated on him. This hatred. Is my instinctual drive to remove him a homicidal impulse? My heart beats. From somewhere inside, my body screams. It screams that this person must be killed. I see. You're the vampire. Holding Akiha with one arm, I hold out my knife with the other. The man laughs as if it was really funny. Don't even try. I am you. There's no one who can truly kill himself. What? I'm taking Akiha back. She was mine to start with. Another step. The man comes closer. Stop. I won't stop. I'll come to get everything back from you. Name, position, power, everything was mine. The man opens his arms and talks proudly. What are you saying? You, what are you? You still don't remember? What a guy. We were such good friends 8 years ago. What? 8 years ago? Such good friends? Well, I guess you forgot it. It's that old man. I bet he put a strong spell on you to make you forget. And I bet you yourself wanted to forget about that ugly past, Shiki. He laughs. My vision shakes. 8 years ago. 8 years ago. 8 years ago. That's the time I was sent to the hospital from that accident. That was the last time the three of us played together in this mansion. That was the time that the child was there, and all the blood. But that's all ending now. It was painful for you, right, Shiki? Hold on, I'll save you. The man slowly takes off the bandage around his head. His face. You.
And just so you guys are wondering, yes, this is Roa, but it is like a different version of Roa. It's not the same Roa as he was in the other routes. It's not Michael Roa Valdem Zhang or whatever. Well, it still is, but he's taken a different form, basically. At least I think that's the case.
It's been a while, Tono Shiki. No, that's not your real name. The face that came out from the bandage. It was not the face of that bloody child, but Tono Shiki. Yes, why did I forget? He was with Akiha back then. The third kid's name was certainly that. Yes, it's really been a long time, Naniya Shiki. You finally remembered that you were an imposter. The man's, Shiki's lips turn up into a smile and he laughs deeply. Headache. I have a headache. The lid opens, which was sealed shut. By whom? I can't look at it. At what? The box of forgotten memories. He commanded me to forget everything. Tono Makihisa. Naniya Shiki was adopted by the person who made him alone, probably because it was amusing to him that I had the same name as his son. It's something that happened 10 years ago. I was adopted. I was brought into an unknown mansion. My family were always people I didn't know. My life in the detached building. The boy and the girl I met. The big garden we played around in. A hot summer day. Akiha getting attacked by a shadow. I could only think about helping her, and the moment I used myself as a shield, I was commanded to forget everything. By Tono Makihisa. By my own father.
Oh, so he was pretty much put under hypnosis by Makihisa, too.
He commanded me to live as Tono Shiki and not Naniya Shiki.
He played a Jedi mind trick on us. You will live as Tono Shiki now.
Dizziness, sickness, mixed memories run through my head. Thump. I can't control my body. I throw Akiha on the ground and embrace my knife as I pant for air. Is it shocking? I bet it is. It should have been a big shock to know that you were an imposter, since you thought you were Tono Shiki this whole time. Shiki laughs. But that's nothing compared to me. You know, Shiki, I was killed by the person I thought was my best friend and even had the name Tono Shiki taken away from me. You even took Akiha, my Akiha. Can you understand how I felt? Killed? You... That's right. I killed you first, but the end result was you killed me. Can't you recall yet? 8 years ago on that day, I lost my blood and I killed you. Look at that scar on your chest. I took this arm and pierced right through you. Scar on my chest? That was in an accident. I was told I got that from an accident. Yes, the old man almost killed me afterwards though. The Tono blood finally awakened inside me, but I was imprisoned underground, and I lived in the darkness for 8 years. That damn old man. He said he'd let me out if I returned to being a human. He thought it would be inconvenient for Tono Shiki to be gone, so he made you into Tono Shiki. So, the adopted kid that was here 10 years ago was me. Do you get it, Shiki? I was killed by you. I'm alive right now, but you're Tono Shiki. I have no place to go back to. My name is Tono Shiki. My position, my dear sister, and even my existence was taken away by you.
Oh, wait, that's right. So maybe Roa isn't in this route. It could just be that, the original Tono Shiki awakened to the Tono blood and became a vampire.
I, as Tono Shiki, was killed by you, Tono Shiki. A step. He starts to walk towards me with glaring eyes. Here, that's the end of the story. Shiki, you should have died 8 years ago. You've had enough, right? Let's go back to the way things were 8 years ago. The way things were? Yes. I returned to being Tono Shiki, and you returned to the dead person you were. A big impact. I was blown out into the hallway with one strike from Shiki. My back strikes the wall. I can't breathe. My head, I still can't think straight. I can sense him coming. Shiki jumps out from Akiha's room. Damn. I can hear Shiki. His weapon also happens to be a knife, and my knife joins his in a deadly competition. I gasp for air. I'm out of breath. I still feel sick, but I don't have time to think. Oh fuck. This is not a good time to make me choose something. Take off my glasses and get ready to kill. First I have to get us away from Akiha's room. Okay, so I'm out of breath, I feel sick, and I'm pretty sure that us taking off our glasses is not going to help matters. Although this guy's about to kill us. From what I remember from this route, we do move away from her room, so I want to go with the second option. Let's just try that. I should worry about Akiha's safety most of all. It's too dangerous to fight near Akiha. I need to move somewhere bigger, like the lobby. Still holding my knife, I jump back without looking. Shiki's knife slashes in front of my face. Fortunately, I did not get cut, but he hits my glasses off. You bastard! My heart pounds loudly. Death covers my view. Hatred takes over my mind. So we lose our glasses anyway. I gasp for air. My breathing goes wild. Shiki attacks. In that case, there's nothing to be afraid of now. Not a problem. Fortunately, this is my third time fighting in a life or death situation. By now, I know more than enough about how exactly I should be moving. Sweat drips down to the ground. His knife swings at every part of my body, but I have fortunately not received any fatal wounds. I'm breathing hard because I move my body past its limits. I don't understand. The enemy in front of me breathes out in annoyance. Why? Why can't I kill just an ordinary human being? Why is your killing ability so high, Shiki? There's anger in his eyes. He's probably irritated from all this unexpected resistance by something that should be easy prey. My heavy breathing fills the air. My chest hurts. Even though I have seen his killings already in my dreams, our abilities are naturally different. It's already hard enough to block his attacks, and it's almost impossible to attack his lines. But if I didn't care to avoid mutual death, I could easily kill him. Alright, enough playing around. I tried to finish you off with the same weapon you had, but I shouldn't have used something I'm not used to using. The enemy throws down his knife. Slash. The sharp animal-like nails shine in the night. So it's like this after all. It's really dull to use the same thing as 8 years ago. The enemy smiles and frees his stance. Thump. My heart beats. My body knows I won't be able to keep up with him once he gets serious. I probably won't even be able to see him attacking me. The first thing I will realize is that my body has a hole in it. Thump. The presence of death increases. The sense of impending death is upon me, but I have no fear. The cracking inside my body grows proportionally with the sense of crisis. Panting, burning pain, just like a bow pulled to the limit. A homicidal impulse that I cannot control. Most likely, it will be released in a moment and kill Shiki for sure. So long, Shiki. Akiha is mine. This time, you go to hell. The enemy's body disappears. The strained bow is released. But before that, someone comes in between me and Shiki. Uh-oh. Oh no. It was Akiha, with her flowing red hair. Akiha stands in front of Shiki, as if to protect me. Akiha, what are you doing? Akiha does not answer. Her back. With Akiha's red hair in front of me, I start feeling excited. What the fuck? This is such a weird... What? Yeah, I'm about to die, but I feel really aroused. Move, Akiha. I am your real brother. You don't have to worry about this imposter. Akiha does not answer. Her back. With Akiha's red hair in front of me, I start feeling excited. What the... Why? Why do you start feeling excited by that? Oh yeah, her hair. Akiha, don't make me sad. You are the only important person for me. No, I won't move. Akiha shakes her head and clearly rejects Shiki. Akiha! Move back. If you say you are going to kill Nissan, I will kill you first. The role of the head of the Tono family is to eliminate people like you. What are you saying, Akiha? You were waiting for me for so long. I was always watching. I came back because you were waiting for your brother. I killed that old man and became free just for you. But why are you protecting that imposter? Indeed, I was waiting for Nissan, but that is not you. You lost against the Tono blood and became just a killer. You should have died on that day 8 years ago. Oh. Akiha, you're telling your own brother to die? No, that's not right. I am your only brother. Listen to me. That guy is just a... Silence. I will not allow any more insults against Nissan. I'm not going to let you kill Nissan again. Akiha. Shiki staggers. Stop. He's just an imposter. Don't betray me for such a guy, Akiha. Akiha doesn't answer. She just confronts Shiki with fierce aggression. Akiha, are you going to betray me too, Akiha? Shiki takes a step. Shiki looks at me and Akiha with bloodshot eyes. This is the last warning. Move, Akiha. Can't you follow your brother's orders? I will not move. You are not my Nissan. Ah! Shiki screams as he jumps. Not toward Akiha, but toward me. But I was expecting that already. I raise my knife and face my enemy, but Shiki's nails are faster. The result will still be mutual death. If that's the case, I can surely cut his line and slice him into pieces. Shiki's nails never reach. Shiki's soulless voice gasps. Akiha. Shiki's nails slashed across Akiha's back. It's not that Shiki aimed for her. It's just that Akiha crashed into me. But I felt nothing. My mind is frozen. Without feeling anything, my homicidal impulse drives me. Akiha's body falls to the ground. In that instant, the instant Shiki stops moving, I slash through his line. Smell of blood. It angers me that scent is the only thing I do sense. The rest of my senses are paralyzed with exhaustion after all my extreme movement. Right now, I feel nothing. There's Akiha covered with blood in front of me, and Shiki's dead body is right there beside her. I feel nothing and simply stand here. The lights come on. It hurts my eyes as it returns me to my senses. I look around. On the floor in front of me is a path of red blood. Akiha's body is not there, nor is Shiki's. What? The knife is still in my hands. I'm sure that wasn't a dream. As proof, the floor is covered with blood. Akiha, you protected me. I remember, and at the same time, I feel sick. I didn't want her to do that. All I wanted was to protect Akiha. Why did it turn out like this? Shiki-sama? Someone calls from behind. I have turned on the emergency power. Akiha-sama's wounds are pretty shallow, so please do not worry. Hisue, where were you? I previously stated this. When Neisan and I arrived to help, you and Akiha-sama were on the ground. We tried to talk to you several times, but you were in no condition to talk. So, I just stood here while Akiha was lying injured on the ground? Akiha-sama needed treatment immediately, so Neisan and I treated Akiha-sama and then put the power back on. Should we have waited for your orders? No. You guys did the right thing. I was just standing there, right? Yes. It had been about an hour since we came, but you have only been standing there. I see. Not doing anything while Akiha was on the ground wounded is the worst thing I could have done. Not only did I not protect her, but you could say I was actually hurting her. Hisue, is Akiha alright? Yes, it is not that deep of a wound, but since it is not a wound that will heal anytime soon, we have her resting in her room now. Shiki-sama, what happened? When we regained consciousness, all the lights in the mansion were turned off and I had apparently been unconscious in Neisan's room. It seems Neisan and I were drugged. When we came out to the lobby, you and Akiha-sama were there. Nason said that cut on Akiha-sama is from a big animal, but that is... What? There's something wrong. This doesn't add up. Hisui, Shiki was not there. Shiki-sama, you were standing in front of Akiha-sama. No, not me, but... I stopped myself. Hisui doesn't know about Shiki. Uh-oh, Shiki got away. She doesn't know why Akiha was hurt, nor does she know I was almost killed. Hisui, there was only me and Akiha in the lobby? She nods. That guy. He's still alive. I did cut him from his shoulders along his line, but it didn't kill him? Or are vampires harder to kill than humans? I would assume so, since they're pretty much immortal. Either way, he's alive right now and he has run away. No, I don't care about that right now. But Akiha... Please wait, Shiki-sama. Are you going to Akiha-sama's bedroom? Of course. I have to apologize to Akiha and talk to her. Nason is currently treating her wounds. I do not think Akiha-sama would be pleased to see you right now. That might be true, but... Please go back to your room, Shiki-sama. When we finish treating her and Akiha-sama asks for you, I will come and get you. With that, Hisui starts to walk up the stairs. She probably went up to Akiha's bedroom to help Kohaku-san. Being a guy, I can't help them. All I can do for now is wait for Hisui in my room. I go back to my room and try to calm down. I have to calm down and think about many things. About Akiha, about myself, about that guy Shiki. Shiki told me that I was adopted and treated as Tono Shiki in his place. I have no intention of denying it. Rather, it's very convincing. Why I didn't recognize this mansion that well, and why my room didn't feel like a room I knew. The fact that I was living in with the Armas, and why no one came to see me while I was in the hospital 8 years ago. When I was adopted 10 years ago, and the 2 years until I got into that accident. Me, Akiha, and Shiki were raised as brothers and sister. Shiki sounded as if he knew I was adopted all along. But what about Akiha? You are not my Nisan. Akiha said that to Shiki and injured herself while protecting me. Akiha might not know that I was adopted. That's why she protected me. You can't do that unless it's your real brother. So Akiha must believe I am her true brother. Shiki-san, can I come in? Kohaku-san, is Akiha alright now? Yes, we are done treating her wounds. She won't be able to walk at all for a few weeks, but there's no danger to her life. I see, thank goodness. I let out a sigh of relief. If the wound she received from protecting me was worse, I don't know how I could ever talk to Akiha again. Shiki-san, Hisui-chan told me you wanted to talk to Akiha-sama? Yeah, I'd prefer not to if Akiha's not feeling well, but I would really like to talk to her if I can. If that's the case, please go ahead, but please do not have a complicated conversation. Akiha-sama is pushing herself, and I do not want her to be mentally tired. I know. I just want to see Akiha and thank her. Alright, that should be fine. Then I'll rest for a bit. Can you take care of Akiha-sama for a while? Kohaku-san walks out of the room, wobbling. She must be tired from taking care of Akiha. Alright, I have to go check on Akiha. I knock on the door. Akiha, it's me. Can I come in? After a moment of silence. Yes, please come in, Nisan. I hear her weak whisper. I go into Akiha's bedroom. As she was sleeping on the bed until now, she raises herself slowly. Crap. Seeing her like this causes my mind to empty. There's already tension enough coming into Akiha's bedroom, and she's acting so weak that I regret it. We end up just staring at each other in silence. And there is a lot of silence. All of a sudden. Aren't you going to sit down, Nisan? Oh, yeah. I should sit down, huh? I take a seat in a chair. Now I'm at the same height as Akiha, and my head goes even more blank. You never ask about anything, do you, Nisan? Even though I'm like this, I was ready for anything. Akiha says in a soft voice. You're right. There's a lot of things I want to ask about. But I'll ask all that after you get better. Right now, I'm here to see how you're doing. I see. But there's something I want to ask you, Nisan. I get mad easily when I don't understand something, so I can't sleep peacefully unless I hear it from you. Go ahead. You're hurt right now, so I'll answer anything. I'm sorry. I'm hiding a lot of things from you, but I don't want you to hide anything from me. I'm really selfish, aren't I? Don't worry. I like that part of you too. I'll let it go. So, what do you want to ask about Akiha? Akiha is probably making me match her pace. Surprising even myself, I speak kindly to her. Then I'll ask. Nissan, you used the word vampire. Is that something Ciel taught you, or is that something you concluded yourself?
I think it's both. I don't know why, but I've been having this dream where I killed people and sucked their blood. So I thought I was the killer. However, Ciel-senpai proved me wrong.
I see. You were in tune with Shiki's mind. That's why you asked me that at school.
What? Akiha, you can tell that I'm in tune with his mind?
No, I'm just saying the possibility existed. Nissan, you might not remember, but that Shiki is our...
Yeah, you want to say he's our brother, right?
I forgot about it until just now, but I remember faintly. Whenever we played in the garden, you always followed us. Us means that there was more than one, right?
Yes, when I recall my childhood, there is that contradiction. I didn't recognize it, probably because the old man hypnotized me. Akiha doesn't say anything. It really seems like she doesn't know I'm adopted. In that case, I do not want to say it right now and mentally attack her. If I can lie to her right now, I should.
Nissan, you were almost killed by Shiki 8 years ago. Shiki did not have that much Tono blood in him, but it suddenly awakened. The blood of the Tono is blood from ancient times, and it makes you give priority to your instincts rather than your reason. Shiki had that blood throughout him and attacked you, as you happened to be there. I heard that from Shiki. This scar on my chest is not from an accident, but from Shiki. Everyone in the Tono family has different abilities. There's some people who eat other people like Shiki, and there's people whose abnormality is only in their brain, like Father. Shiki attacked you and took away your blood and life. Shiki was punished by Father, but he survived by taking your life. I don't get it. What do you mean by him taking my life? I should say your soul in this case. I don't know how it works since I'm not Shiki, but Shiki lived by feeding off your life. I think that you and Shiki are like different people running off of one heart. That's why you tune into each other easily. If that's the reasoning, I think that you can tune into me, but I think it's because you two were really good friends.
Stop it. With that guy, with the guy that hurts you, don't make me friends with him. Akiha looks at me with a painful expression. Her thin body, her white skin, her flowing black hair is tinged slightly red and looks very weak. Oh yeah, Akiha, what happened to your hair? It was red back then, and now it's back to black. What's going on?
I told you, this is due to the Tono blood. My body does not change like Shiki, but when my body gets excited, my hair turns back to its original color. Now that I'm calm, it returned to being black.
That's good. I think that you look better with black hair. I think it'll be bad if your hair stayed red. I don't want her to be stained with something like the Tono blood.
Yes, I also dislike the color red. I know it's just the color of my hair, but it means my body's state has changed, and I do not want to be like Shiki.
Akiha falls back in bed. Akiha! I support her body. She's shaking. Her breathing is difficult, as if her heart was gone. She clenched her teeth in pain. She sweats as if trying to expel the pain from her body. Akiha, what's wrong? Do your wounds hurt?
Nissan.
Akiha grips the bedsheets. Hold on, I'll go get Kohaku-san.
No one can help me anyways.
Akiha grabs onto my arm, still breathing hard. Her slender fingers, her soft hands grip my hands strongly. Alright, I'll stay right here, Akiha. I can't hear her. Her voice is too choppy. Akiha rages around on the bed, and I realize her hair is red again. Akiha, your hair.
It's alright. This won't last long.
Akiha is in serious pain. Time passes by, and all I can do is hold on to her hands. After an interminable amount of time, it finally ends. I'm sure it was only a few minutes, but it felt like a few hours. She breathes normally now. Her hair is still red, but it looks fainter than before.
I'm sorry that I made you watch such unpleasant things.
Akiha sits up. I can easily tell she's pushing herself. You don't have to sit up. It still hurts, right? Don't try to push yourself.
No, I'm alright. My back has nothing to do with this.
This spasm is like an everyday thing. Her back has nothing to do with this? What do you mean, everyday thing? This is normal for you? She doesn't answer. That means yes. I can't believe it. She suffers through this kind of pain all the time? Why? That's not right. That's not normal. Akiha still doesn't answer. She just nods silently.
Like you say, I'm not normal. This spasm is not like your anemia. This is a pain all people of the Tono blood go through. When you cannot stand this pain, you become like Shiki.
What?
I told you people of the Tono line are abnormal. The Tono blood in me is strong. As I grew up, it became worse and worse each day. Now it's getting to the point where I can't help it. I'm like this every night. Akiha just talks without holding any grudge against her blood. I understood what Akiha was saying, but at the same time, I don't want to accept it. What do you mean? I don't get what you're saying. Jeez, Nissan, you really are stupid. Akiha laughs. She smiles, looking a bit troubled. My body uses more heat than the average person, so I cannot get enough energy using normal methods, and I end up having to get heat directly from someone. Like you say, I act like a vampire trying to contain myself. But the more I rely on it, the more abnormal I am. I'm acting more like a Tono. But without it, I have no way to control myself. Akiha, do you understand? I have to take away heat from something alive. I'm an incomplete creature. That's Tono Akiha for you, Nissan. I cannot say anything, but I still managed to find something to say. To not say anything right now only hurts Akiha even more. That's why you were sucking Kohaku-san's blood. You knew, Nissan? That I got blood from Kohaku? Yeah. Sorry for not telling you. Akiha blushes and looks down. That's a last resort. It doesn't have to be blood I take in. It can be body heat. It can be mental heat. Anything with heat gives me power. Blood just happens to be the most efficient method.
So then we have to have sex with her every night. That way she can get enough body heat.
So you're different from Shiki. You're not a real vampire like him. Yes, I'm not like Shiki as I cannot make people like me. I can only take from other people. Akiha looks away from me, but that's good for me, because it's just a matter of the difference in the kind of food you take in. I feel relieved. You kept on telling me you're abnormal, but you're normal. Unlike Shiki, you're a normal human being. That spasm you had, it won't happen if you get some blood, right? Then, it is true that it would not occur if I take in some blood. But I can't stand getting blood just because I want to. If I get used to that, I will become just like Shiki. No matter how painful it is, if it's just physical pain, I can stand it. The Tono blood awakens more at night, but it dies down in the morning. So this is normal for me. You don't have to look at me that way. You're stupid. You are in that much pain. I'll be glad to give you as much blood as you want. I'm being honest. If I knew Akiha was in this much pain every night, I would have given her blood every time. No, I do not want to drink anyone's blood. I really don't want to drink Kohaku's blood either. Why? If your spasms go away, then it should be fine. That is true, but... Akiha grows quiet and continues with an embarrassed tone. But I do not want to be called a vampire by you. I want to stay as a human being, just like you. I really hate how stupid I am. I never thought about how Akiha felt. About how ominous she feels about the Tono blood. About how much she thinks about me. Is there anything I can do for you, Akiha? Let's see. Please go rest in your room. You must be tired too. Idiot. That's all I can say in response. Don't worry. Just lay down. I'll stay here until you go to sleep. Alright. If you say so, I will, Nissan. She says this as she lies back down. After time passes quietly by, she falls into a gentle slumber. Akiha's face looks very peaceful. I stay and continue to watch her. Shiki-san, are you awake? I can hear Kohaku-san's voice. I look at the clock to find out it's 3 o'clock already. I'm awake. Are you here to look after Akiha, Kohaku-san? Yes, I wanted to take her temperature. I'm sorry, Shiki-san, but... Oh, sorry. I'll leave right away. I get up from the chair. As I leave the room, I look at Akiha one more time. Thank you, and sorry, Akiha. I whisper this softly as I leave her room. I let Kohaku-san take care of Akiha and I walk down the hallway. Things should be fine for now, but I still feel uncomfortable. I don't care that Shiki's still alive. There's only one thing that worries me. I was watching Akiha's face while she was sleeping, but her hair did not turn back to its original black no matter how long I waited.